guys, it's MaizeMan112 and I'm back bringing you guys another Call of Duty Ghost... What? Yes, a Call of Duty Ghost commentary, and you don't even play that game. You don't even have it for the Xbox One. Yeah, I know. This gameplay is super old. It is actually from the last day that I played Call of Duty, which was November 17th. I just looked it up. I can't believe it. I don't think I've ever gone a point in my life where I've gone this long without playing Call of Duty. But like I said, Ghost just really kind of bugs me. I'm hoping maybe they'll do something. I'll get back into it. I don't know. I'm still right now super hyped for Titanfall. But today I start a brand new series that I want to go ahead and do. And this is something that I've been kind of bouncing around for a while. In today's series, it's going to be things that MaizeMan finds interesting. And this is going to be something that ranges on a variety of topics, from myths that people just kind of don't know, or, you know, kind of things from the paranormal to the strange, kind of scary kind of stuff like that. I find that kind of stuff interesting, so I figured I'd go ahead and share some stories with you guys. Today, the first thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about is trying to go ahead and tackle this question of whether or not Coca-Cola contains cocaine. And this is something that, of course, most of the time you just automatically come to the conclusion that's ludicrous. There's no freaking way it can be that way. But when you start kind of go ahead and diving into it and reading a little bit of the literature, it's kind of fascinating to hear the whole kind of story behind it. So let's go ahead and get you guys caught up real quick on the history of Coca-Cola. Now, Coca-Cola was founded in 1886 by John Pemberton, and he's from Atlanta, so he's kind of from down south. He was a Confederate war or army officer, but the big thing was that he was a druggist. And a druggist was just kind of a name at that point in time for a pharmacist. He was someone who kind of tried to come up with remedies for the sick, and not only for the sick, but also to help with like hysteria, which seemed to be like a huge craze in the time at that time, and also melancholy or depression, figuring out how to make people happy. And also at this time, you have to understand that a lot of drugs, or really most all drugs, are completely legal in the United States. So that means cocaine was sold at the store. People would get it. It was in a lot of cough medicines and other kind of remedies and elixirs and everything like that. But it never really kind of got put into a drink like they were at that point in time. So Coca-Cola, when it first started, was kind of marketed to help people out and to bring people's spirits up and everything like that. And it really didn't contain a lot of cocaine. It was just, if you ask the people over in Coca-Cola, they will tell you that it was such a minuscule amount that it's kind of blown out of proportion. But now, John Pemberton had actually kind of said that his theory was that it would be 4 parts cocoa leaf or cocoa leaf extract and 1 part cola nut, or the actual liquid side of the thing of that. And the big change kind of happened when in the late 1890s, the kind of public sentiment on cocaine had completely kind of adjusted, and a lot of this was also, I want to say it's slander. They kind of started linking Coca-Cola or cocaine to black crime, and it started getting in the newspapers, and you really had these smear campaigns. And one of these biggest smear campaigns was actually led by the New York Tribune, and they posted an article in 1903, and it was just talking about how they were able to link Coca-Cola back to all this black crime that was happening at the time, and they thought that Coca-Cola should be held responsible because their drink contained cocaine. So it was at this time that Coca-Cola decided that they were going to go ahead and change the formula. So what they do is they switch from the original cocoa leaves, and they put quote-unquote spent cocoa leaves in. Now, spent cocoa leaves are just leaves that have already had the extract or the cocaine extracted from them. So they still have a tiny amount of cocaine, but not nearly as much. And Pemberton had always said that cocoa leaves was not the real key ingredient to Coca-Cola. It was just something that was kind of the add, it was the cherry on top, and that the real thing was actually something they called merchandise 7X. And this is that, quote, crazy, safe-kept formula that very few people know, and I guess maybe even a dog if you go by the Bush's baked beans type thing. But this is the formula that they keep under lock and key. Now, when they introduced the new Coke, this is the actual part of the formula that they say they changed, and they introduced merchandise 7X100, which was just basically a bullshit reason. And that's a whole different story, because some people will speculate that when they switched to new Coke, what they did was they actually changed from regular cane sugar, switching it to high fructose corn sugar. And that was the big change, or corn syrup, the big change at that point in time, and that's why they did that. But that's a whole different conspiracy for a whole different topic. So continue on to the cocaine in Coca-Cola. So after this point point in time, now they're using these spent leaves, and people are still kind of, they're okay with that. No one says anything about that. And that's really the way it continued until about 1929, where they've kind of really changed it, and they've been more secretive, I guess, rather than actually changed it on how much cocoa leaves actually go into the product. But now here are some of the dirty secrets, or the truth be told, that they really don't let you know about Coca-Cola and the cocaine and everything like that. Now, Coca-Cola buys these, like I said, spent cocoa leaves from a company called the Stepan Company, or the Stepan Company, however you want to pronounce it. This is a company out of New Jersey, and it's kind of a pharmaceutical type company, but they specialize in putting additives into toothpaste, deodorant, and I think actually mouthwash, things like that as well. But what they do, this is the only company in the United States that actually has a deal with the DEA to be able to import cocoa leaves, which I find very interesting when you are the only one in the country able to do something. What kind of stuff goes on there. Now, if you go ahead and look up on this company, you'll see that it's kind of a secretive company. A lot of people go ahead and speculate that it's very odd that Google Map trucks have not been able to get a front view of this factory. They've had the Google satellite images and everything like that, but they have not been able to get any pictures of the actual building itself, kind of giving it that whole kind of, I wouldn't say to the extent of Area 51, but this kind of conspiracy theory, government protected land, something fishy's going on here kind of aura to it. And not only are they the only ones that are able to go ahead and import cocoa leaves, so they go ahead and they make cocaine there. So they extract all the cocaine out of the cocoa leaves, and then they give the spent ones to Coca-Cola. And I think that the actual last number that I read was right around 100 million tons of this are imported every year. Now it seems a lot, and I don't know where they got the number from, but that was the number that I read. And when you go ahead and figure out, so what do they do with the cocaine after they've gone ahead and made it? That is the big question. Since it's not going to Coca-Cola, where's it going? Well, they actually sell it to another company, and I want to say I'm going to pronounce this horribly, Milanoc, and it's a pharmaceutical company, so they go ahead and they put it into a lot of pharmaceutical type testing and everything like that as well. But it's just interesting to know that in this day and age, there's still that one company that is making cocaine inside the United States. And if you guys are really into conspiracies at all, you know that this has been something that's been going on for a while, that the U.S. government is behind a lot of the drug trade, and that's why a lot of the drugs are illegal to this point. It happened really big with, if you talk to like Rick Ross and all that kind of stuff, you get into that one. But like I said, that's a whole different rabbit hole. So let me know what you guys think about this, and let me know what other little mysteries or little things that you guys find intriguing that you guys would like me to cover. I'd be happy to go over with, because like I said, I find a lot of odd things very interesting, and also I feel like it's something that a lot of people don't know at this point in time. Let me know. Make sure you guys leave in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Spotlight, make sure you guys check it out. I asked the question, can Titanfall live up to the hype?